It's two separate words. Yeah. Our log line is, which is just the few sentences that describe the film so people know if they want to watch it. It's a group of teenagers explore a town myth of a tree with a heartbeat, but encounter forces against them within the town. So, basically what it sounds like. I have more for the tagline. For logline, I put improv to make it sound fancy. That's not working right now. Okay, our tagline is "The woods are never silent." I think Sam came up with this. Where's Sam? This one. He came up with we had about like 10 different options during our screenwriting class for the tagline. And it definitely stuck after a while. We went for a process of elimination because they were all really good. Some we didn't really like, some Caitlin really wanted, but did not get chosen. Sorry, Caitlin. And then I think we're all happy with the tagline that we ended up with. So thank you, Sam, for that. Okay. And now, leaving.
I'm doing it as well. A group of 5 teens from ages. Oh yeah, my name's Layton. A group of 5 teens, ages 15 to 16 years old, have grown up hearing a myth of a tree with a heartbeat in the woods. One day, the group decides to prove that myth wrong and seek the tree out. And at the tree, the group doesn't feel anything until one of the teens carves initials into the tree.
Hi, I'm Nico. The tree bleeds from the carving, and they see visions of a scared little girl, a faceless man, and the tree. The story follows the teens as they try to uncover what is going on with the tree. They begin to unravel the mystery of a missing girl and the identity of a faceless man.
Hi, I'm Santi. Here's our outline for the story. This is basically just an outline of all the major plot points, and we put it into this 3-act structure, which is kind of like the movie version of like the hero's journey. And so we start off with an inciting incident. What kicks off the story is when the teens carve into the tree and when they receive visions. The point of no return is slightly after that, when they act on those visions and decide to dig deeper into what they mean. The midpoint, realizing it was Fred. Fred is the villain of our story, and that realization is that he is the villain and that he's actually a murderer. The crisis is like an internal crisis when they decide to officially like go out and confront him, which leads out to the climax where they confront him, and at the very end, that story is resolved when Fred is arrested and Lily, the girl who was killed, like is at peace. And so of those 2 like scenes that we thought up in the movie, we filmed the inciting incident and the crisis.
Hello, I'm Sam. I might have been mentioned before. So this is a character description for Bradley. Bradley is one of our characters. He is 16 years old and is sort of the leader and is best friends with Zach, another character. He fits into the jock stereotype and is also spontaneous. He likes to appear tough, but is actually pretty caring. He has a particularly close bond with Fred later in Fred's life, when Fred is posing as a town leader / park ranger.
I love you, Zach. This is Zach. He is also 16 and is the 5th wheel of the group, eternally. He's never getting Carter, ever. He's the comedic character, he feels left out by the group. But he hides this by being a comedic character. Forgot the rest, but he's still single.
for her age, and she's kind of the popular person at school with a lot of clean girl energy.
Chelsea, who's 15, is with Nikki, right? Yeah, she's with Nikki. She's optimistic, high energy, and she is a hippie and she loves nature.
Hello, my name is Hugh. This is an extremely short description of Nikki. Nikki spends her time despite this. She cares for her others, especially children who she looks up and okay. Also, she has an awesome
Okay, yeah, I'm Laura. Okay, so Lily is aged from 6 to 16 in a tree, is sweet, scared, childish, lonely, and more powerful than she thinks.
Fred is Lily's father. He started blaming Lily for her mother's death. One night, he attacks her, and she runs away and passes out. He doesn't remember he killed her, so he doesn't believe he did anything.
Alright. So, May, who's a professional writer, where's May? Oh. May, who's a professional writer, taught us the basics of screenwriting. In the 3-act structure, becoming the lines for characters, we learned a lot. While we didn't write the entire script, we were able to write 2 scenes, both of which we filmed and one we got to cast roles with. We chose to write those scenes because we believe they embody the core themes and relationships of the film. So those other screenwriting tips that we learned were how script was formatted, like scene headings, describing action, and transitions. And I'm now transitioning to our next topic.
So one of the main principles we worked with when writing Redwood was the 3-act structure. Oh, I'm And for all 7 people who don't know what the 3-act structure is, it's all made of 3 acts. It's each page. It's made up of around 120 pages, each one being 1 to 1.5 minutes long. You have the first act, which is about 30 pages, where everything is sort of introduced. In the stand-up story with the protagonist and other side characters, that whole shebang. You meet them, and the problem is slowly starts to unwrap, and it's kind of clear, but it's not completely in eyes view. Then you have the second act, which is 60 pages, and that's when everything falls apart for your protagonist. The part where all is lost, things go bad, you lose the farm, Then you have the third act, which is 30 pages again, and reflection. You find some kind of resolve with the characters, usually a happy ending, and all is good until the sequel.
Hi, I'm Sydney. Woo! So I worked on writing the inciting incident in Redwood. So for a lot of the dialogue that we had to do for all of the characters, we really thought about what we would actually say in that scenario and what those characters would say. We wanted to base a lot of these characters off the stereotypes. So we decided to embody those and decide what it really seemed like they would be doing in these scenarios. And again, thank you to me for helping us with all of this.
Okay, well, we were on costumes, and I want to talk about Nikki and Chelsea because they are our most in-depth characters. Excuse my voice. Drag show was crazy. both of the outfits. Okay. Chelsea's outfit was based on color and layering, a lot of layering with anything we could find. We used a handkerchief for her hair and Amelia, the actor's jacket. It was a lot of fun to embody just color and positivity into one character, and all the dialogue really shows that. Okay, I'm here. Okay, for Nikki, we envisioned an emo person that continued to use color for stylization, differentiating herself from Fred or Lily, which we'll get to. We ended up using so much color, creating a fun and cool-looking character that doubled as a moody Nikki real life. But the most important costumes we had to be Lily and Fred. Their formal and dark wear to show mourning and that hope was lost. After the funeral, we wanted to show that they hadn't gotten past that mourning stage, so we made sure they were all wearing deep colors. Again, sorry for the voice cracks.
Similar to what Leighton said, with the rest of the characters, we really wanted to embody their personalities and kind of make them come out in subtle ways through their clothing. So for example, for Zach, he's probably like the most neutral character, the jokester. So, he kind of has like a similar, just like simple clothing, a jacket, like a shirt and pants, and that's it because he's really neutral. And for Bradley, because he's, the stereotypical jock type, we had him wear something sporty, like a sports jersey or something that really signified his, jockey look. And then for Brittany, we had her wear, maybe a crop top and just popular girl clothing because she's really popular. And yeah.
Hello, I'm Hazel, or as I've been called multiple times at camp, the blue-haired one. I played Minnie in this film, and I'm going to be talking about makeup with my makeup partner here. She's going to do Laura. Yeah. This is when we took our makeup workshop. We, while we weren't only designing our main characters, we were designing really fun background characters that you might have seen if we had filmed the whole thing. And yeah, there's some colorful makeup there. There's some really darker makeup. I really like the one with the blue hair. And then during the filming process, there was some makeup required. We used face paint and some fake blood on set, but otherwise, most of the actors did their own makeup. While it was a lot of fun, especially with all the fake blood, it was a little hard to get off, and it just a little.
So also the drag track also helped a lot with doing all like gory makeup thing. Yeah. So along, like Hazel said, mostly people do their own makeup. So like Nikki's actor had blue lipstick, black lipstick, some black on the eyes and some green. Yeah, as well as the actor for Chelsea had some eyeshadow and pink lip gloss.
I'm Amelia. No, Elsa is not my sister. We should maybe need to clarify that. Yes. So, stage management is not one person. It's a lot of people, like the director and producer who's in charge of it. In the world of stage management, directors and producers run the show and keep everyone in line. Next is the stage manager. The stage manager is someone who tells people where they need to be, when, and why. This is the person that reports to the directors and producers, and needs to be able to do all backstage roles and carries a backpack with them. And then there are 6 different types of stage. No, I will not name them all. Markers, there are like a 20-pack of colored crayon markers. Same thing with colored pencils, highlighters, C47s, which are actually just wooden clothespins that needed a fancy name because they're like, why are we spending this amount of money on clothespins? Next up is the assistant stage manager. It's similar to the stage manager, but is more involved in backstage work and is a jack of all trades. And can do every job from fixing a mic pack to sewing a bra. This is the person who reports to the stage manager. Next up, and last in line, is the stage crew. Stage crew is responsible for putting the set on and off, opening the curtains, so during the blackout, the stage manager will cue the stage crew to do whatever they need to do. If they're fixing, maybe putting a chair on set or taking one off, and maybe they're opening the curtain. And then we have stage check. This was fun class. So let's start with lights. Lights can be used for mood and to tell you who's important. So if you're having a character that is like directly focused on that scene, you'll have a spotlight on them. But there are multiple types of lights. There's spotlights, mood lighting, which is usually colored, and just having the whole stage lit. Forgot some of this. And then we have sound. This is fun. Sound. We ended up talking a lot about how Mike's broadcasting network could take over the world. Woo!
Working on it. I'd like to collectively apologize to AJ.
Yes, we would like to apologize to AJ Becker. We did kind of end up talking a lot about how to take over the world using a Python broadcasting network. There are multiple different types of mics. There are the wireless mics, like we have right here, so then you can move all around the stage without having to worry about being tethered to anything. Cons are, what happens if you're in the middle of a show and it just dies? Well, then you're out of the mic for the rest of the show. And then they also have lower sound quality than two wired mics. But some of the pros of wired mics is they do have better sound quality. You can't run out of battery, but you're tethered. One can't spin and jump like some people do. Look at you, Groucho. Yeah, you can't do that with a wired mic. And then there's mic packs, which most, in bigger production, you would have one coming out of the top of the wig and one by mouth to pick up most sound. And you would have two just in case one died. Yeah, if one died, you have another one. Podcasting and voiceovers. Yes, I'm still up here. Podcasting and voiceover was one of my favorite classes that we had here. Let's start with podcasts. The word podcast is a compound word of iPod and broadcast. Podcast can be about anything you want, like how to build a bike to the Kardashians' drama. I don't know anything. Do you remember your childhood TV intro? You know the one with the most catchy intro, or the one with the short, pretty sad intro? Probably the catchy one, for being honest. So a big part of podcasts are the opening jingles. So one of the best things you can do during the process of making a podcast is making an opening and ending jingle. And one place you can start a podcast is Spotify. I don't remember the specifics, sorry. Next up we have voiceovers. This is my personal favorite. The prompt I got for the first time I did a voiceover cold read was, you are a 15-year-old named Jenna. Okay, I'm like, okay, that sounds pretty easy. No, she's the AI trying to take over the world. I got a 15-year-old AI who's malicious.
And you did great.
AI voice. Sure, why not? Yeah, it was fun. Did teach me things about the voice, you have the undertone that can turn malicious, even though you're keeping the negative tone of a robot. Yeah, turn British there, how lovely. Now let's do some fun facts that I hopefully remember. Yes, voice actors do have agents. Usually voice actor agents can also do in-person acting or stage acting. And then another one is a good way to get this character is to live in it. Sorry mother, sorry father, I will be stuck in a British accent for the next 5 years.
You said a day. We needed to do a day.
Some voice actors use their real voice for parts of characters. Look it up, I don't remember.
to get an accident to listen to it, there is a website, I don't remember the name, I'll probably search it up. When you're starting either one, you don't need a fancier mic because there's more ways to fix. A big part about either of these things is sound quality. If you're in a podcast and you're trying to listen to a podcast and the sound quality is like buzzing, like every single time you hear a word, it's like that would get really annoying really fast. You think, oh, I just get used to it. But if you're using, we have an example from our class. They had a podcast where every single word was underlined with a buzz under it, and then they used like TV things, and it wouldn't have the buzz under it, so you couldn't get used to it. You wouldn't last very long listening to that podcast because it would get really annoying. And then also, the big part about is the host. You can't make everybody happy, but do your best. Thank you to AJ and Gabe for teaching us some awesome classes.
Hello. My name is Jay Conrad, and I am here to talk about stage combat. Stage combat is the art of making fake fights look real. Now, number one rule of stage combat is safety. So, if you want to stay safe, you never improv. You have a choreography, which you follow, and you start out doing it really slowly. And then you slowly speed up until you're at a speed that looks real. So, to show this, I actually made a full choreography of the fight scene between Fred and Lily as Lily is running away from home. And to help me with the scene, I have my friend Rosie, who will be playing for us. Here we go. Ready?
Get away from me!
Lily, get back here! You've done it now!
For casting, we worked with Jonathan and Bella to have actors audition for the parts of the teenagers in our crisis scene. He helped us find what specific portrayals of the characters we casted and figure out which actor would be best for each role.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. One great example of what we were looking for was when Charlie added a really great Bradley's emotions to the scene we read, how Ainsley Kay showed great concern for Chelsea.
Oh my god. You couldn't have done this, could you?
Babe, you have to calm down. It's going to be fine.
No, what if he did it?
No, goodness.
He did it.
He didn't do it.
He lied to us. He manipulated us. He's been doing this all the time. He helped us. He also has his ability. How could you sign with a murderer? I don't understand.
Hey there.
There's no point in arguing. He did it. We should go confront that murderer. We can't ignore this. Please. Please.
Okay.
Dude, come on. We can't actually believe he's innocent.
Sorry.
Hello, again. Me and Santi are here to talk about directing the scene. So for directing, we worked with Mark, a professional director, to help us, who would also to direct the actors going after the scene. The crisis scene is a pivotal moment in the film where the group has to decide what to do with the information that Fred, a trusting figure, is Lily's killer. Martin taught us And I talked to an actor as well, but instead of giving them choreo notes, like saying, oh, do this, just give them a note, like give them advice saying, why did you say that the way you did? And that note specifically came from Vicky, who was a professional actor, who also helped us direct that scene. Yes, shout out to Vicky and Mark. And basically, Mark also talks about how there are different camera angles you can use in a scene or any kind of film, such as if the camera is tilted down at a person, then it shows that they are important. If the camera is tilted down on someone, that shows that they are unimportant. And if it's just a normal level like that, then it just conveys a sense of normalcy, a sense of like you're looking at somebody in your eye.
Yeah, working with Martin to direct this crisis scene was really fun because he taught us a lot about how to get actors to act. You really, for acting, especially some of the close-up shots, you have to get the actors like to embody their characters. A musical theater, if you're on a play, you can kind of make the bigger movement, but when you're on screen, even like moving your eyes, especially the eyes, can be so visible and make such a difference. And so we really got a lot of great tips on how to get actors to embody their characters a lot more. We also learned about how a film crew works backstage, how directors interact with producers, their ADs, the PA, the writer, and how to get that scene set up. So it was just really great to film that crisis scene and get to work with Martin and Vicky to direct it.
I know it sounds like I'm dying on the inside, and you'll see why once we watch the scene. But I was the only person on the props team, and yeah, our team had a really fun time making little props. Give it a second. Maybe when it's at the end of this. I had so much fun making all the props, and just all the sponsors I got were really worth it. From making a clay necklace that kept falling off of Amelia, to carving a piece of wood and putting SFX blood all over it. It really makes a difference in filmmaking. And we really didn't want to harm a real tree. We didn't want to carve a tree. We probably really shouldn't do that, and that's really human. So we thought we should probably, we should probably carve our own piece of wood and then hope that it looks good in post. And it did. So I hope you enjoy it, and you can spot all the fun little necklace and wood and keys, flower crown, all that fun stuff.
In case you forgot, hi, I'm Elsa. Wrong. I'm gonna get each and every one of you ahead of the mic. Okay. I didn't say that. Okay. So we're gonna go again. Big thanks to Maeve. These are 4 shout-outs so far because Maeve helped so much. Caitlin and Maeve were the best people to help us with this production in the world. We could not have 2 better. Not a better track lead, and Maeve was basically our other track lead. So, yeah. So right here at the top, you can see the shot list. The shot list is kind of a mapping out of what they're going to film. And instead of it just being a scene, as you can see here, it's very specific close-ups on set. Stop talking. Layton and Sam. Okay, Layton, stop talking then. Okay, your voice is already dead. Anyways, so as you can see, it's very specific. It's very specific. On one of them, it says OTS, like right behind the tree. OTS means over the shoulder. It was a very, we really liked that shot. That was one of my personal favorite shots. I also really liked whenever I just stood and tilted my head. That was creepy. In the best way possible. Fake blood was extremely annoying. I think it's still stained on my fingers. And the flower crown was painful. It dug into my hair, and it hurt a lot. And now I have knots in my hair. Probably not from that, but it's fine. And big thanks to drag. Can the drag track hear us?
Because thank you. Thank you, Rosie. Okay. Oh, okay, we're done now. Wait, pause.
Sure.
Sorry. Okay, Sydney.
Yeah, in case you have forgotten, I'm Sydney. So, yeah, reading all of this was pretty good, but also, we couldn't film any of this if we didn't have a place to actually do any of that. So I spent a while, I was looking for a good tree. I found a tree. We went up to it. And I remember, it was like a 90-degree, no, it was like a 74-degree angle, and like we couldn't mount a tripod on it, and it was small. So then we decided to not use that one. We found another one. That one was in a cluster of trees, and then we could see every single cabin from it. Then we finally found the tree that we ended up using, which was perfect. It was the right size, and you couldn't see anything that you're not supposed to see. Yeah.
And thank you, lady, for props.
Yeah, and then I got my fifth concussion this week. Yeah, football
what's
practice was so
nuts?
lit.
You know the word lit anymore. Why? That's so stupid. I don't care. It's funny.
I mean, does anyone even think that the tree is real?
Of course it is. I can feel it in the air.
Okay, so which one is it?
It's the one with the heartbeat, of course. Well, duh. It's called the heartbeat tree for a reason, am I right?
What?
Thanks, Zach. You're so smart. Babe, which one is it again?
Guys, it's this one. I can feel it. This one has unaligned chakras.
Whoa.
Oh, come on. It's just a tree. I mean, if I wanted to see a tree, I could have turned on the nature channel. We didn't have to come all the way out here.
I don't hear anything.
It's probably a different tree.
I mean, my girlfriend's usually right about these kinds of things. This is probably it.
Alright, since it's a tree of love or whatever, I'm going to cement our undying love. Poetic, isn't it?
You think that's a good idea? Don't hurt it!
What the?
Well, it's definitely this tree.